time. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Well, hello Nathan, thank you for inviting me here. I love this place.
Oh, thank you. I do too. We're so glad that you came. Thank you, Sparkle.
I love what you've done with this space. This is such a great room. So tell us, how long have you been with the Better Business Bureau?
Oh, thank you. Been here about 18 months. And when I got here, this was a cubicle, and we had a couple of desks in here, and we're going, you know what? Fun space, but what more could it become? And so we built this little cozy podcast studio, right? So we've got the 4 chairs set up, and as you can see, we've put out our user guide, and we've dropped a couple of cameras in, because the first question everyone asks is, can I do video in here too? Right? So we thought, okay,
awesome.
Get the cameras in, and we did a monitor as well in case you wanted to dial in someone via Zoom or something, trying to be useful.
I love I love everything about these chairs. Are very comfortable. I can definitely get used to this. No, this is really great. So who's been using this space? And it's kind of open to the public. Tell us a little bit about that.
It is. This idea, this Ignite sparked by BBB, has come out of our Phoenix and San Diego campuses. Built it, opened it up to the accredited businesses that we work with and nonprofits in the community. And it was like, let's build it, right? And what is the line from Field of Dreams? It's like, if you build it, they will come, right? And so that was kind of the concept. It's like, let's build it and see if it's of value to the community. We feel like it will be, but then we'll invite them in and see who wants to use it. And that really took off. So the idea was, let's do that in Central California, right? So we did it here at the home office in Fresno. This we call our Fresno campus. And the first people to show up that wanted to try it out was Fresno Chaffee Zoo, and the Small Business Administration, and American Advertising Federation, AdFed. And then recently, we're starting to see other folks pop in and go, hey, I heard about the studio, right? So it had this initial kickoff, which was great. And now I'm thinking, who are like those everyday users that really have a story to tell? Much like you're doing, right? Much like you're doing, not quite as Sparkle does it, right? But that opportunity is there to say, well, come on in. We'll help you learn the technology and find ways to use it with your business.
And this doesn't seem that I say that, but I haven't learned how to use this. This doesn't seem this complicated.
Sure.
This actually seems kind of easy. Is it pretty easy to pick up?
It is. It's pretty intuitive. This is the Rodecaster Pro 2, as if I know anything about that. Right?
Okay, so we're in the same boat. Okay.
We're in the same boat. And I do have a background in radio broadcast. I used to run the old analog boards, right? This is a little more sophisticated. But the nice thing here is we have it all preset. So for the most part, it's like, come in, choose your favorite chair.
Okay.
Turn on the system.
So I basically turn on a button?
And it's ready to rock and roll. I just powered it up. It's booting. And we do have the instruction guide there. But realistically, everything is preset, even the gain, volume levels kind of thing.
Oh, my goodness.
So you should be able to sit down, turn on the board, and kind of be ready for the show.
Well, I don't know anybody that does it quite like that in the Central Valley, so that's pretty great. I mean, it's
the goal, right? And always we want to meet people here and say, well, come on in, meet with us. You know, let's check it out and see if there's anything that you don't know. We'll work on it together.
I think that's the biggest thing. It's so daunting for everybody, that especially baby boomers.
The new tech, right? It's like, well, show it to me. Let me get comfortable, and then we're off to the races. So now that it's turned on, the channels are preset. You know, you do have the tab here for funny sounds and side effects or whatever. I haven't gotten that advanced myself yet.
Oh my goodness, that'll be fun to try out.
But yeah, it's there for the community, and you can simply bring a micro SD and pop it into the back so that you can take it with you and have all your content when you leave.
Do you get to see on the screen what's happening or not really? Or is that for...
It's a heck of a question. I would love that. But I'm thinking at the current capability, this one is used for Zoom to like bring in a guest remotely.
Great, yeah.
Right? However, that audio is captured on the board so that they're in the conversation. And then this tablet we have on the table, that tablet will be dialed to these 2 cameras. And there's an app that we're using called Mevo, which I'm learning right now. But what it does is it, what do they say? In my radio language, it's simulcast, but that's totally the wrong term. They sync in the way that you can control them from the tablet and actually see what you're capturing on screen there. So if you were coming in to intend to do video with sound, sound and everything's already dialed.
That's great.
But now we're incorporating the video so that even a user like Nate is going to come in and go, okay, this is pretty intuitive. I can see what the shots are going to look like on the tablet, and now I know what we're capturing. So that's the goal.
Really, really awesome. I love that you guys have this. And so tell us a little about the Better Business Bureau. You taught me so many things I never knew about it. How do we become members?
Sure. It is an accredited business thing. We call them our ABs, accredited businesses. And it is a professional association. We're a nonprofit. We're 100% supported by member participation, member dues. And so while I don't do the sales, I think it's $60 a month.
That's not bad at all.
Right?
It's around. It's something
an entry
affordable.
level for a small business. It's like less than internet, you know. But the idea is through association, credibility, confidence, connectivity. Right? These are a lot of the things that pop up when we do our workshops in the community. The feedback is, I really enjoyed meeting everyone, getting to network with these folks, and feeling the connection, so that it wasn't like a one and done. I came for the show, and now it's over, and what do I do next? It's like, no, we could do better. Let's bring the community together and connect them in a way that's like, oh, you're in marketing, and you don't know marketing? What if the two of you got together and had lunch?
I mean, I'm all about networking, so right? I absolutely love that. And that's all the businesses you guys have. So, like, basically, when you set up these services, it kind of shot out to everybody that you already, all the businesses.
Right. The idea was put this out in the newsletter, get it up on the web, put a reservation link so that if you are a member, this studio is free to you.
Right.
Right? You're going to come in and have, I think, 6 hours a month in here, totally free, just as part of your membership.
That alone, I mean, I know how much this stuff costs. That alone is such a deal. Like,
for sure.
And so basically, I'd asked you before, because I think I'm always like, well, what qualifies as a business at whatever. So if someone just wanted to do the, Let's Talk radio show or whatever, and then they're starting just to have a podcast, that is their business, and they're coming here and they come to you and all that, you can kind of get them on their way. I think this is what makes you an accredited business, and even though you're not going to have this and that, and there's two people that are there, you tell them what is required.
We do. We very much have standards, right? Of course, BBB has been around 113 years. It all came together because business leaders were thinking, we can do better. What if we were to self-regulate and set standards so that someone else didn't do it for us?
Right.
Right? And so that idea, over time, Better Business Bureau became a real thing. And so we have our 8 standards for trust, and we have this vision of being, the one that can lead the marketplace in the way of, hey, we believe that buyers and sellers should be able to trust each other. Well, what a wonderful marketplace it could be, right? And these days, that credibility is, as they say, more important than ever, right? And so where people come to BBB, podcasting is absolutely a thing now, right? So podcasting is a real opportunity. But even more than that, coming in for the professional association and that credibility piece, look, I've been vetted. This 8 standards for trust mean a lot to me too. So I joined the Better Business Bureau, and I carry myself in the community, and I lead my business in that way, or our business, carries itself in that way too. And that's things like building trust, telling the truth, advertising honestly, right? Being responsive, being transparent, safeguarding privacy.
Right.
Easy to say, hard to do.
Right.
And so we stand as a beacon, right? A beacon for that trust and that professional association that a business could join and go, hey, yeah, I'm a part of this thing. It means something to me, and that's how we carry ourselves in the community. And by association, we can be a part of this larger network, right? And so, yes, absolutely, you can do that. You end up talking with someone from BBB and our business relations team, and once your application is vetted and you qualify, they go, hey, we'd like to offer you membership.
And I think because I started my first business when I was 23, and it was great, but there was a lot of questions, and this is before the internet got to where it is now, where we can actually...
Where even is it now? Oh my gosh.
Right. I mean, now we can get a lot of questions kind of answered, so it's like, you want to make sure that you're doing everything right when you start a business, and I love that you guys go the extra mile to really help people understand that. That's why I said someone could start a business, doesn't know, and they could be like, this is what I want to do. What do I need to do to make sure I'm doing everything right and get that? Sure. And I love that you guys do that. I always thought you just had to be an established business for you guys to even look at them. And it really seems like you do so much more than that.
And we don't have all the answers, of course, but where businesses are, a little bit up and running in terms of we're past the ideation phase, right? We aren't able to accredit businesses that are like, I think I have a business idea. But once you get to where the rubber meets the road, let's say you've been in business 6 months and you're showing some revenue and going, okay, I got the darn thing started, but now how do I grow from here? And there's so many resources out there. Better Business Bureau is certainly one of them. And with our new innovation team, which is where I sit, the idea is, can we embrace these small businesses and understand, like, what are you looking for? What are the needs? What opportunities, what subject matter do you need to learn more about, right? And where we first chatted, I rattled off so many things, but it's like, you could be the world's greatest roofer, or you might know everything about building a deck, or you might know everything about some type of professional service, but no one is good at everything, right? And everything else. Myself, put my self through college at Fresno State painting houses. And so if I had known BBB was a thing in my 20s, I could have thought, wow, I have a place where I can go and meet people. I can learn about taxes and stuff.
Right.
I can learn about marketing opportunities.
Yeah, that's
right?
like you said, we don't know everything. So this would fill in a lot of gaps.
And to have a network that maybe they could have introduced me to other people in the industry and say, hey, here's another group that's doing what you're doing. Maybe we could put you all together. So it's just that spirit that I've really embraced since I've joined BBB. I'm the new guy, right? A lot of people here know more about Better Business than me, Better Business Bureau, and I'm learning as fast as I can because I believe in it.
You seem to have done really well for this short amount of time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And people don't know what goes into these events. You guys have put together some really big events. Talk about some of those, because then that was a lot of what you were doing when you first came in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Last year was our 75th anniversary in Fresno. So BBB, 75 years, didn't want to miss the occasion. So we had a nice to-do here at the office, and we were able to show off the podcast studio and invite in our accredited businesses, invite in our board members, and the folks from our other campuses. We have 8 campuses across Fresno and across California and Arizona. Right, so it was an opportunity for everybody to huddle in Fresno.
And thank goodness Fresno has one. I love that we're part of the 8.
Absolutely, me too. Right? I'm Fresno born and raised. Yeah, so fun, and I'm catching up quickly. But that 75th anniversary was a real nice one to put like the feather in the cap. It was like, yes, we've been here 75 years, but do you know what your local Better Business Bureau is up to today? Right, here's a chance to reconnect and see the new stuff.
And I bet everybody was kind of like, wow, they were like, we had no idea all this was going on.
That's exactly right. And you walk them down the hallway and go, look, here's my whole team. And they go, I didn't know you had this many people working here, right? And then they see the popcorn maker in the kitchen. They're going, my goodness, what else do you guys do here, right? Silly stuff. But that was fun to be able to show off some of the new stuff. So 75th anniversary. And then the wonderful event that really gave me momentum last year, and I say me because I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this one, as they say, but it's totally a team effort. That was our Industrious Women's Summit. So we hosted that last August, and that was in partnership with our local Small Business Development Center, SBDC, and they're at the campus of Clovis Community College. So it was SBDC and Clovis Community College and Better Business Bureau.
Wow.
And then we brought in so many subject matter experts, including folks from Small Business Administration, Access Plus Capital. I really feel like I want to rattle off everybody. But it was a whole day of learning where the focus is women, professionals. We're all so busy these days, but we don't want that to feel like what bogs us down. We don't want that to become the excuse. We want to try and empower people to get through this concept of I'm so busy. It's like, well, let's look at that. And so we brought in speakers to say, here's how I manage my calendar. Here's how I think about a work-life balance. Here are the opportunities that I found in my industry that I'd like to share with you, right? And so throughout the day, the feedback to us was tremendous sparkle. People were like, I love this. Please tell me you're doing it again next year, because this year my girlfriend couldn't come, my mom couldn't come, my sister couldn't come. And I'm like, oh, real traction here. And it was that concept again of like, it wasn't just the one and done day. people are making real connections in the room, and they want to continue that energy.
I love that. That's really awesome. And you are going to do it this year again, right?
We are. We were looking at dates right now. I think we might do it a little earlier in the year, but probably it'll be summertime-ish. And we're going to release dates as soon as possible.
Are you
the
guys?
buzz has been, I hope you're doing that again.
I love that. Are you guys good about posting that on your social medias?
I think we're good at it, but we're always trying to do better, Sparkle.
Well,
right?
I'm just saying so we can stay tuned for the dates, because that would be great, so we can kind of see. And then people that don't have their business together yet, but want to follow what you guys are doing and participate in these types of things, and they can see, and then they can go, you know?
Right. And I know that I'm cheeky. You figure that out by now, right? I'm silly at heart.
No way.
I like to be lighthearted and have fun. But the truth is, there's a tremendous team behind the media that we do. They oversee the newsletter and the information that goes out to our accredited businesses, the ABs, as well as like our social links and YouTube channel. So absolutely, you'll see these dates hit in real time so that everybody has a chance to get involved. Yeah. And initially, right now, don't let me forget, in addition to the Women's Summit, we have our Torch Awards for Business Ethics. This is the one where you see the BBB Torch logo, and it is telling stories of these businesses that believe in BBB and our mission and these 8 standards for trust that we promote. And they come in and tell their stories about, well, this is how I do it. Those are so powerful.
And you have that once a year.
We have that once a year.
That's a big...
And applications just opened for 2026.
Wow.
So I'll make sure to get you those links, because we want people to have that platform to tell their stories. Yeah.
And they have to belong to a Better Business Bureau, but they have time to do that.
And they don't. They don't have to belong to Better Business Bureau. We want to know from the community.
They should.
Well,
I mean, they could start.
You said it, Sparkle. You said it. We want people in the community to have the opportunity to recommend, right, and nominate their peers. So whether they're accredited by BBB or not, if you think they're doing amazing work, we want to hear that story.
That's actually really cool. Okay,
Yeah,
and it's all types of businesses.
It is. Last year, we had 9 honorees and 3 winners in different categories, kind of based on the size of your business. Let me see how good I can do this. The winners were Griswold Fire Protection and Auspice In-Home Care and Medical Transportation Services and Fresno Construction. Those were our winners from last year. Tremendous stories. I mean, fire protection, my goodness. They have so many things to share about how to keep yourself safe,
can only imagine.
Right, at work and at home. Stephen Griswold Fire Protection, I think he's been in the industry for 30 years, and his whole family was in fire department and fire prevention and protection, right? So amazing.
They have the experience.
Right? Amazing to hear from him. And then Fresno Construction, telling their story about all the things that they do. And Auspice Home Care, Eddie and Tish Davis, telling how they got started and how much it means to them to be able to provide that service in the community, how they try to lead with ethics. They're heartwarming stories on purpose, and those are the stories we want to be telling through that Torch Awards for Business Ethics. So nominations are now live, and I'm going to make sure to get you that info.
That is really awesome. I think that's such a great thing. And when you have these events, because that's a nice one that you guys put, where was it last year?
We did that at Pardini's in the Red Room last year. Tremendous. I love the Red Room. And we're going to see if we can do it there again. The idea is to make sure there's enough room for everyone. A lot of people have popped up and said they're interested. So I want to make sure that we're accommodating and we have enough room. Right?
That's awesome. So we get a person that doesn't belong to the Better Business Bureau can buy tickets for that?
Yes, absolutely.
So anybody,
There's sponsorship opportunities. There's ticket opportunities.
Okay,
you can get
so
a table,
people can just come and
And we want, of course, the businesses that have been nominated to be able to participate, bring their friends and family, and
have your reserved, and then there's the rest.
And of course, Pardini's does a great job. I know they can accommodate hundreds of people there, so it's up to us to make it just the right way. Right?
No, that's really impressive. That's awesome. And then did you televise that or on something or on social media?
Thank you. That was in partnership with Nexstar Media Group, KC24, CBS 47. Matt Morse and the whole team out there. Kayla from Central Valley Today was there too.
Oh, awesome.
So there was a televised piece, and they actually aired that on KC24 and then streamed it afterwards on CB47 as well. So CBS 47. Really nice partnership. So they had the video piece, and we had the in-person piece, and then we kind of made a hybrid and turned it into an awards gala, and I think everybody had a blast.
That is really awesome, and that's awesome to watch, just to even see what businesses are doing all these things. I think that's what's the most fascinating. It's like, something like I never even thought about that, or even we had that kind of business here, and then you're just
right?
Yeah.
I love those aha moments, right? Where you're like, I didn't know, right? Now I do. So yeah, you're exactly right. And I learned some stuff about Griswold fire protection last year that, you know, you just don't know these things until you talk to the expert. And then he sent me home with a fire blanket for my kitchen. And I was like, oh, you're so nice. What a nice touch.
What's a fire blanket?
That's what I was saying. And he goes, you know, when you have a fire in the kitchen at home, Nate, if it's a grease fire, what do you do? And I'm going, okay, I'm going to just wait for the answer, right?
I know not to use water.
You want to suffocate the fire.
Right.
Right? And so he says you take this fire blanket and you lay it over to suffocate and kill the oxygen, right? Which is like the fuel supply. And I'm going, oh my gosh. So then I bring it home and my wife's like, oh, I always wanted one of these. Like,
oh
okay,
my
great.
goodness.
Right? So it's just the little things, right? And it feels good to be able to learn that and share it with your friends.
No, very, very good. I love that. Okay, what else are we going to check out in this studio? There's so many things.
There's one last piece I have to share, and I know I talk too much, Sparkle.
Oh,
I already
you never,
know this.
never.
We're so proud of a program we put together called the BBB Breakthrough Accelerator. This is our business workshop series. A lot of people do it, and God bless them. I bet they're great. But where we've done it at BBB, the feedback has been so inspiring, and that it's like, hey, that networking piece, that connection piece was so important and so powerful. We had folks coming out of the class saying, I did a business deal right here in class. I met them.
Oh, I love
and now
stuff
suddenly
like that.
we had something cooking together.
Right.
So that's something that's been spearheaded by Samantha Scholl. She's the VP of our innovation team out of our San Diego campus, and really the whole innovation team and our BBB serving Pacific, Southwest, Central, and Inland California. That's my chapter of the BBB. We put this darn thing together, and it's been so good that other BBBs are saying, well, what if we did something similar? So this BBB Breakthrough Accelerator thing has been another feather in my cap.
So
and
what
that
exactly
I was able
is
to
it?
put on the program. It already existed, and they let me bring it to Fresno and localize it. So we did a boot camp version, and this was last November 14th and 15th. We had 25 chairs because we were able to pass out $25,000 in micro grants. Everybody that finished the class, 2-day course, got a micro grant to help support their business growth.
That's not bad
Right?
at all.
Not too shabby. I will tell you, I told this to the class initially. I said, $1,000 is $1,000. I love it. But I'm hoping that after the class is over, you'll come and tell me that the $1,000 was not as valuable as the connections you made. And that was overwhelmingly the feedback. So I'm thinking to myself as a small business owner one time, yeah, $1,000. But coming out and knowing who to call next time I need something is a lot more valuable. So that was overwhelming.
How do you choose the 25 people?
They chose themselves. You had to apply, right? You had to apply and meet some certain criteria. Again, we need someone that's been in business for a little bit,
right,
and showing some revenue.
I think we all
because
understand
they're coming
that.
up and saying, okay, I have a sense of what I need, right? It's a little more focused now that I'm in business and have traction, right? So we put that together, and we did a 2-day boot camp version of what is usually like a 10-week accelerator course. We brought in people to tell their business stories about what they do, and then provide insights to the participants. So day 1 was about branding and marketing and social media. Day 2 was about leveraging technology and getting our business capital ready for finance. And then we did a real treat with a company called Quick Labs here in town. This was a possibility because Butler Branding, which was bought out by Archer and Hound. So Sean, I'm going to do my best with your last name right now, Tambagahan. Sean Tambagahan is with Archer and Hound Advertising. Came in and told everybody the nuts and bolts of branding and creating and crafting your brand message, your brand story, how to tell it effectively. And then Shatira Sangster came through as your social media sidekick and laid out a foundation for how to take that message and infuse it into social media messaging. And then Quick Labs LLC came through and brought laptops for all the participants in class and said, now, let's show you what we can do. We wrote a brand message. We thought about what platforms it would live on if we were putting out social media messages. Let's take that, and through the use of AI and what we call vibe coding, let's build a web page for you before the end of the day. And you had people with their mouth open going, I've never even looked at a website on the back end before. Sure enough, they did it. Sure enough, they did it. And at the end of an hour session, people were going, I just built a web page. And it was that aha moment where you're just so proud to have been the facilitator. And you're going, yeah, you wrote your brand story. You thought about where you might want to post it. And then through the use of that technology and the experts in the room, they taught you how to turn it into a real live web page for your business before we even finished the session. So that light bulb moment was
there
like,
was a lot of valuable
boom,
stuff that happened that
right,
way there, where
boom,
you said
boom,
that
boom.
$1,000 wasn't even the big thing.
Right. It became a build to, right? It became a build to where they had something really concrete, and $1,000 is nice, but it was that learning and that connection piece, right? That really made everybody go, oh my gosh, this was fantastic. So easy to say, hard to do. But we were so enthusiastic about that coming off the back end of the class. We go, okay, we need to do this one again, right?
Well,
and if people participate and they want to sponsor more microgrants, God bless them. This is a nonprofit organization. We do have to achieve that funding piece, right? But aside from that, even just with the connection and the learnings, I think it's super valuable.
Oh, of course. I can see a lot of people wanting to do that that don't even care about that. They're about, can I just come and watch and learn?
Absolutely. Right, absolutely.
So maybe you'll open up to more people this year. We'll see.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I do like to bring people to this campus, but between you and me and everyone listening, Sparkle, we might need a bigger campus someday.
I think so.
Right?
Wow. What were some of the businesses that you had at this particular event?
So we had, we had a couple of construction companies. We had social media company and a couple of website builders. We had a graphic designer in the room. We had one of my favorite people, I'll just call her out right here, and her husband, Bryant, Marianella Bourbon, and her husband, Bryant, with Uplift Balloons. They do balloons
I know
and
her.
decorations.
Yes.
Do you know Marianella?
I went to college with her.
Okay. But
yeah,
but
she
they
did our
had that-
balloons one day.
And they had the eco-friendly system.
Yes.
And we wanted her to be able to tell everyone about it. So she came to IWS, our Women's Summit, and also came to that Breakthrough Boot Camp.
Right on. Yeah. She's been on the show and then did
Has she?
balloons for
Okay.
us. And then,
I love her and Bryant. Their energy is incredible. And the work that they're doing, because balloons, latex, the Mylar, all that, I know that's a thing. And so they're trying to, keep it fun, but also be eco-friendly. And we came up with the most fun one-liner. I think we came up with it in the breakthrough class. We said, a meeting with, a party without balloons is just a meeting. Right?
Hey.
I love that for her, right? It's like a party without balloons is just a meeting. But you want the party. You got to call Marianella.
Right. Well, that's a great shout out. She is great. Like I said, we
She's
graduated
tremendous.
from Fresno
Yeah.
Pacific together. So yeah, that's awesome.
And there were so many wonderful people in the room. My memory is not the greatest, right? So I want to call them all out by name, but I guess we'll have to do a follow-up piece.
Of course. And then you had told me a great story last time, and I'm wondering which event that you had about the stuff that you learn, and you had learned about people that were getting scammed over the internet, because that's a big part of what the Better Business Bureau does. And then you could go into that, but then you also said one of the ways to teach your friends and family about scammers is to have a safe word.
I love that. Thank you for recalling that.
So please tell us that story.
Thank you for recalling that. Yes. One of the things that we've done is our scam tracker. If you go on to bbb.org, you can look up scam tracker, and you can put in your zip code, and it will pull up a directory, that might not be the right word, a list, to show scams that have been reported to BBB in that zip code, and you can set it for last 90 days or whatever the timeline is. But it's one amazing resource to go, what's going on in my community? What do I need to be aware of? What do I need to tell grandma about? Right? To bring it down to the personal level.
I think we all know someone that's been scammed, if not ourselves.
Unfortunately, right? And then we hear about new scams where I'm going, okay, I've heard about phishing, but what's this new one? What's that other one that popped up? So people do call BBB and ask us to do presentations, and we're happy to do it, right? I'm on the innovation team. I do focus on a lot of the events and programming, but I've gone out to the Kerman Senior Center. I've gone out to several of the high schools around town, Patino High School, the new one that they built, Farber, out on the east side of town, and they ask us to inform the students. right? So we would typically partner. I know we've done some with Community West Bank, and we talk about financial literacy, and we also talk about ways to be aware and hopefully prevent scam and fraud from happening to you, right? And where I went and did that presentation with the Lions Club of Shaver Lake, it came up in the audience, and we're talking and having questions after dinner, and she said, you know what we did was set up a safe word. Because with AI and everything going on with deep fakes right now, who's to say that Sparkle's voice can't call me on the phone and go, Nate, we're coming over for the interview, and it wasn't Sparkle, right? And shame on me if I don't know how to find out what's real and what's not. And so this woman and her family put together like a password. And she said, I've heard the stories where someone's grandson called them, but it wasn't the grandson. But it looked like them, and it sounded like them. And long story short, some people do end up pulling the trigger, you know, unfortunately getting scammed and like sending out money, sending out gift cards, taking some kind of an action. But if you have that password piece, it's like, oh, okay, you know, my favorite grandson, Nathan Gilbert, what's the password? And no one else will know it except you and your family. And if they can't tell you the password, it's obviously not your grandson. That's just like the simplest trick I've heard to kind of combat this idea of the deep fake. It's like when the alarm goes off at my house and the alarm company calls and say, what's your password to clear the alarm? Only I know it. Only my wife knows it. And the alarm company has it on file. So as a family or as a business or as a team, you could come up with a word that you keep secret, right? And only use it in that occasion. And that has helped keep some people safe.
I absolutely love that.
Isn't
That's
that
like one of the greatest things that you guys have. But I just love that you guys do all this stuff and really try to help the community, you know, with all this knowledge. And
it's just that saying, right? We keep hearing about it. It's like now more than ever. And
I'm going, well, it becomes more true every day.
There's a lot to do. Right? There must be more to do. Well, I guess it's job security then.
Right. Yeah, the education and resources you guys provide are so amazing. That's why, well, we had to come and talk about this so everybody knows.
Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you guys for offering all these services. And I think it's, you know, kind of sad that we don't always know all this. And I didn't know all this until I met you. But that's what the whole purpose of this is to show people what
we're sharing and putting the information out there. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I want to see some of the other cool places because this is bigger than people know, even though you say it might not be big enough because you keep growing.
Sure, right. We may outgrow it someday.
I know there's some places we can't go into. There's different areas, but this is your area. So what can we...
Podcast Studio is open. It is ready for reservation, right? I can send out links to any of the accredited businesses we work with, and they can just reserve this studio when they want to use it. And nonprofits who are in town that are in good standing with BBB, same rules apply. You can come in here, and I believe the studio is free to you for 4 hours a month, right? So the opportunity is absolutely on the table.
And you can even do your own specs. You don't even have to interview it. So if you just want to do like a own little like plug, like I'm blah, 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 this is my bit, you can kind of just do that here.
If you wanted to do some voiceover recording
some stuff like that, and then just have it. So it doesn't have to be like you even have to interview anybody if you don't want to.
Right. If people do want to set up a and I should mention, Jose was here. It was with Vault Mortgage. Vault Mortgage brought in a group, and they're setting up a program called the Mortgage Forecast, I believe it's called. And they kicked off their first program with us last week.
Oh, cool.
So there's a group that called in and goes, well, we're members. Show us what to do. It was like, by all means, come in. We'll show you the studio. We'll teach you how to use it. You know, bring your camera guy, bring your whatever, right? It's your studio. And that's the attitude, right? I didn't, as much as I'd love to run my own podcast for fun, didn't build this for me.
I bet you're in here sometimes doing your own video.
Right.
Today with Nathan. Right. Today with Nathan. We just don't see those videos.
If I was going to do one, it would be crawling through garage music, looking for new tracks. Right. I had a lot of years in college radio, so if I'm doing my own programming, it would be like, okay, who's got the Mez music? I want to hear your tracks.
That'd be fun.
Right. Garage crates with Nate Gilbert at the BBB. So anyway, this studio is the first big public-facing space inside BBB aside from the lobby. Obviously, the public can come into the lobby anytime. We're open Monday through Friday here from 9 to 4. So if you've got something that's happened and you want to make a report or learn more about your BBB or different services, of course, come down and see us. the podcast studio represents that first additional space, right, of high use, high value to those accredited businesses. And so we're here. In the other campuses, they've also put in a like video production room where you can almost do like live streaming news update kind of a look, or fireside chat TED Talk kind of a look. They have facilities like that there as well. So we may expand into that someday.
That is really, really cool. But that is something that you do if you're part of the BBB here. You can go to those other places and other states. And that's what's really awesome too.
Mm-hmm. As a member of the Fresno campus, you're also a member of 7 other campuses by default.
That is so awesome. Because then, if you're in the area and you want to do a TED Talk, then you're like, hey, I'm going to go visit that one. I'm going to be in town. I'm going to go for the night and stay and do all that. And that's right. That's really huge. These are all great things.
I think it was Fresno Construction was saying, like, oh, we have a project coming up in Phoenix. Like, well, go visit us there, right?
I love that. That
Phoenix
is
campus,
so awesome.
You walk in, actually looks kind of like Disneyland. It's so cool. They have all these plants and this fountain and stuff.
I'm going to go there. I'll be like, Nathan said I could come. They're going to be like, oh, great. We're getting all these California people.
Right. And we're a nonprofit. We're very thrifty, but they have such a beautiful campus in Phoenix. I'm like, yeah, I want that here. I absolutely want that here. So.
One of the next goals. Okay, what else do we have going? Whose birthday is it?
Manuel Garcia, our campus director. His birthday was yesterday.
Oh, wow.
I told him, Manuel, you're 35 all over again.
Well, I love what you guys do for the people that work here.
Thank you.
Let's go check it out.
I still have my birthday balloons up, too.
How long ago was that?
2 months. Maybe that's old now.
Oh, yeah.
But they're still inflated.
40 never looks so good.
They're still inflated.
Victor, what are you up to today?
Well, today we have a podcast called SBA Realize, in which we're going to talk about a community organization that helps small businesses. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we've been doing this for the past half a year, I want to say.
Where do we get to watch it at?
Well, we don't have it online yet, but you can hear it on Spotify and iHeartRadio under SBA Realize. Mm-hmm. And I'd be more than happy to go through all the programs and episodes we have.
And tell Sparkle, and correct me if I'm wrong, are you the first SBA in the country that's doing this?
We are the only SBA in the country
that
does it in the country.
You guys accomplished a lot of firsts here.
Yeah,
yes,
so
definitely.
Appreciate you, Victor.
How long have you been a member of the BBB?
Oh, I've known Nathan for a very long time. Mm-hmm. As far as a member of the BBB, we've actually started a lot more since Nathan came on board. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure how long you've been.
And SBA obviously has so much going on already. But we were saying, hey, by all means, if you guys want to use the podcast studio, we want to support you in that way. And Victor had this idea with the team to go, yeah, we want to start our own show.
Oh, I love that.
So this was a great opportunity for both of us. And SBA also came through with our Industrious Women's Summit. Don Golick was one of the presenters on our panel for finance and things. Yeah. So,
try to keep busy.
That is awesome. That's right. Well, thanks for talking with us today. And next time, I'd love for you to come. We'll do a nice interview about all the things the SBA does.
There you go.
That would be great.
There you go.
So where are we right now, Nathan?
In my favorite spot, Better Business Bureau Fresno campus. This logo has been around for 100 years.
Wow.
And the torch, everybody knows it, right? And so I love that in terms of visibility and that connection, that a professional affiliation, association with Better Business Bureau. But it means much more because we have these 8 standards for trust. And it's those standards that we promote in the community because we believe in that marketplace where buyers and sellers can trust each other, right? But that trust piece has become a little bit of a bugaboo, right? And so we have those standards that the businesses we accredit align with, right? And so building trust, advertising honestly, tell the truth, be transparent, honor promises, be responsive, safeguard privacy, and embody integrity. I had to take the time to learn them all because, again, so easy to say, so hard to do every single day, right? And so we're here to lead the way. And so where people apply to be an accredited business, we need to run through the standards and go, okay, so what practices do you have in your business that, you know, make you a better business, right?
Well, just in life, honestly, if we follow these guidelines, we'll do pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's the thought, right? That's the thought. And again, I'm new here. I'm learning the mission and trying to embody this as I walk through the community to show people what we do and to carry on these programs and trainings and learnings that we do, right? So this is where it all was born from, is the torch and the BBB logo and those 8 standards for trust. But here we are in 2026 thinking, it's not about us. It's about the work we can do in the community to lift up the community. So now it's really about what's possible through my BBB membership, right? Where can I get involved? Where can I learn? Where can I grow? Where can I connect? Where can I build credibility? Where can I use a podcast studio? Right?
Exactly.
So that's the idea. It's like, well, gosh, what can I do? What's possible through this membership with BBB, right? So that's a little bit about the logo and our 8 standards for trust. And then, as you know, here in the front of the building, Sparkle, there's one thing that we always want to do to make folks feel welcome. And so this screen, it's just for fun.
Oh, how fun.
But looky there,
right? I love it.
That gives people a sense not only of who's coming into the building so that everyone here can feel safe and know who's coming in, but then also it's like, hey, look, it's me. So this is always a fun place to have a selfie and a group shot, right?
I think they really did design it for me because you see my name twice. I think it's sparked by BBB. So I think it was all for me, all the way around.
It's got the spark, right? It's got the energy right there. So yeah, that's something that we do as a welcome and to help keep people safe.
I think that's great.
And it's a nice touch, right? So that's the lobby screen. And then this is open to the public, right? Folks are able to come in from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. We mentioned that. But when they come in, they get a nice reception here in the lobby and we'll go, hey, what's going on? You know, what can we help you with? So,
I love this. It gives a history of how the Better Business Bureau was started here.
Bit of a history, 75 years here in Fresno. And it was founded when the 11 businessmen came together. And that's not our location anymore, of course. We're here on West Shaw now, and we'll see if we have the opportunity to grow again.
And you got a lot of awards. You got awards from Canada.
We got awards from Canada.
That's
my goodness.
This is Canada. They were like, wow.
Totally. BBB is a global organization, right? So as much as I always think about it here in California, it's a global thing. So Canada and all over the world. Yeah. Interesting stuff.
That's really neat. And then these, and some of these are recent.
Of course, yeah. This was handed out last year in partnership with SBA, and where we just met Victor, how timely, because Small Business Week is something that the SBA puts on every year. And so Fresno, California, on the first day of May last year, we were able to join them down at City Hall, and there was this wonderful proclamation put together by the City Council, right, to honor Small Business Week. And then where we talked about our 75-year anniversary, we had this piece come through from Congressman Costa's office, right, to commemorate businesses
really cool.
being a part of BBB in Fresno for so long. Yeah, so just nice to be recognized, right? But more importantly, we're here to do the work, right? So absolutely.
Well, well deserved.
Right. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. And over here, I just wanted to show, right? You've got the sign of a better business and that BBB torch. But as we grow and as we evolve, you've seen the sneak preview of our new Ignite branding, right? And so as any business grows and evolves over time, you're starting to see us evolve with those innovative programs to try and provide more service to the small business community And that's where you see that Ignite programming and those Ignite colors.
I love that.
Right?
I think it's great.
We've got a tremendous tradition, and we've got a lot of room to grow.
Love that.
So yeah,
do we have a wall? Any other walls to see? I think there's a wall. There's a badge wall.
I'd love to show you the team if we've got a moment.
Of course.
Okay, let's do a quick. This is the Wall of Fame. I love it because when people come in, they go, "Oh, I thought the BBB was like 3 people in a cubicle."
No wonder people are surprised.
Like,
now I get it.
Right? We've got a whole team here. We've got 8 campuses across Arizona and California, and so everything's broken down by department. And we have some really wonderful, high-energy people who take their job very seriously and are highly specialized. So whether they're doing the services, our accredited business services that we provide, whether it's things like discounts on computer equipment or opportunities for marketing or trainings or learnings or BBB University that says, how do I make my website on the BBB and attach all these reviews to my main website so that people get to see them? Well, we have a whole service team.
That's a really good point. You bring up so many things, another feature that you guys can offer.
Another thing. And then our operations team, we maintain our own database. We have all these reviews and rankings and concerns and things that people bring to our attention. Those don't just get thrown up at the wall to see what sticks. Those go to a real human that goes, "Oh, now that's one side of the story. Now why don't we reach out and learn the other side of the story and see if we can put together with some honesty and accuracy and tell the truth what happened here." Right?
So we don't have to talk to a bot. We get real people.
That's the idea, right? That's the idea. So you have a whole operations team whose focus is data quality and what really happened. Talk to us, right? And that's just some of the things that we do here. I won't go through the whole team, but the idea is we're here to support the community in a lot of the ways that we've mentioned and some new ways that we're figuring out. And there are real people that do that, which I love.
And everyone looks great.
Right,
I mean, they all look like they have some personalities.
Except this guy right here who just plain talks too much. Right, Nathan Gilbert. I don't know where they got him, but he just plain talks too much.
No, this is really neat. I love what you guys offer here.
Thank you.
I love it's open to the public and people really can come here, check it out. It's not something you have to be a member for. You can just come and
if you want to learn more, absolutely. Right, absolutely. So a little bit about us. Really appreciate the opportunity. But yeah, there's a whole team for that. We really care.
Well, thank you so much. Everyone needs to follow you guys on Facebook, Instagram. So is it BBB _ Fresno?
For the main entity, it's just simply bbb.org. And then when you look at this chapter of the BBB, we are a Better Business Bureau serving the Pacific Southwest, Central and Inland California.
Oh, okay.
It's a super long title that maybe we'll figure out a way to shorten one of these days, right? But we're basically Better Business Bureau serving Pacific Southwest, Central and Inland California. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. We love it here, and yeah, we're going to come back for sure. Okay. You invited me,
you're
absolutely right.
We're
coming back.
And I want to tell you more about the Breakthrough Accelerator and the Industrious Women's Summit and our Torch Awards for Ethics.
We'll
and
have
make sure
some
we're
dates
getting
by
people
then.
nominated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
So we'll follow up soon.
Thank you so much.
Soon.
So great to be here at your studio in Texas.
Well, welcome. I'm glad to have you. How you like the place?
I love it. I have actually been to your studio in Los Angeles years ago. I saw a taping of one of your episodes. So love it. Do you like being here in Texas?
I do. This is home for us. This is where we're from. And so this is a homecoming of sorts. Robin told me, take me home or lose me forever. So here we are.
Is it odd not having a studio audience?
Well, we do sometimes. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So it's got the best of both worlds. If you're turning it on a dime because you need to do something quick, it's good that you don't have to book an audience, but we can fill an audience in here in a heartbeat. So,
well, I've been watching you for years, and I love the advice that you give. I was wondering, we're in a culture now where, we've learned about boundaries, what narcissists are, all these things that we didn't know growing up. It wasn't really widely talked about, but now we've learned all these things. But now the generation coming up seem a little egocentric. Now they're taking mental health days out of work, which have gotten a lot. And so it seems good at first. Do you think it's gotten excessive where now people are egocentric because we're thinking too much about ourselves?
Well, I do think there's a little more of self-focus, but how can it be otherwise? I mean, everybody's walking around with a camera. Everybody's walking around with a video camera. And I think we've created a generation that thinks they need to have an audience if they're brushing their teeth. I mean, it's like you get where you measure self-worth as a function of clicks and likes and substitute that for real relationships. And I think that's sad. You know, we're dealing with a generation that has the highest level of anxiety, depression, and loneliness since records have been kept. Why is that? I think it's because we have supplanted real life experiences for virtual experiences, and they're not even two-dimensional. They're so shallow and they're so unrewarding. And I think by the time young people figure out that they're not real, it's already crept in and robbed them of the richness and warmth of the experiences that you get from real relationships. You know, most people have less than one real good friend. And that didn't used to be the case. Even buddies that used to get together and watch sports, now they're kind of gaming on their phones while they're watching sports, so they don't even bond over that. So I do think it's really changed, and we're looking at the wrong metrics for success.
How can we change that as a society? What would your advice be on that?
Well, I think there are some changes happening right now. I think we're seeing it. Australia, for example, they've passed some rules, laws, and regulations where kids can't take their phones to school, and it's forcing them to engage more. There's a campaign going across the United States right now called Touch Grass, which used to be an insult to people on, they'd be talking to somebody weird on the internet and say, oh, you need to touch grass, buddy, you've been in your mother's basement too long. But now it's becoming an affirmative thing about, hey, let's get outside and breathe fresh air, touch green grass. I think people are starting to realize, hey, the pendulum swung too far, and we need to get back to the real world, real relationships, put the phone down. Nobody's going to quit. Nobody's going to quit virtual existence. But if we can moderate it some, modulate that experience some, and get back into real relationships, real engagement with the world, I think it can swing back, and it's starting to do that. So I'm the incurable optimist.
So I know Oprah helped launch this platform. Is there anybody up and coming whose platform you want to launch for them that you could see maybe being the next you?
Well, I think there are a lot of really talented people out there right now, and I'm watching to see who really emerges. You know, you see some different people that are coming up digitally. I've got a group of guys I'm working with now called Behavior Panel that are, you know, kind of body language experts and communication experts that I think are absolutely fascinating.
Oh, that'd be a great show to watch that.
And they're great at lie spotting and reading behaviors, and I think they're very useful, very entertaining. I think they're really great. We've got some great talent here. You know, Steve Harvey's involved in our network here. Nancy Grace is involved. We've got a great talent out of California, Lonnie Coombs, a former DA that's, I think, so insightful and fascinating. I think we got some great talent come up.
And so where do we keep up with everything that's going on and the changes and what you're doing here at the studio?
Well, you know, it's Envoy TV, and, you know, we're on the biggest cable providers in the country. I think in California, we're on Channel 146, on SpectraVision, we're on Samsung TV, we're just really kind of everywhere. We're on streaming, we're on Roku and Pluto and, you know, all the streamers. You can find us everywhere, and it is growing so fast. We're running 24 hours a day to keep up with it, and it's fun. You know, we've got news, entertainment, my show. We've got live sports with boxing and other things. So it's really coming along.
My last question: who's on the bucket list of interviews that you have not interviewed yet?
You know, it changes all the time. I wanted to interview OJ, and that didn't happen. So right now, I guess I'd have to think about that some, because different people emerge, all the time. So I think it really is kind of situational and probably changes month to month.
Well, thank you so much for sitting with me today, and thank you for inviting me into your studio.
Well, I'm proud to have you here. I hope we talk again.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here. Oh, I must confess, dear. Don't think I'm in love with you. Winter is coming and I don't know what to do. And there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't wanna be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing pretend.
It's a mystery.
Hi, I'm Sparkle Sujan, and I am the host of the Everything Sparkle Show. I would like to invite you to come and hang out with me every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, as I interview the world one guest at a time. Everything Sparkle is available on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and CMAC.tv. Plus, if you're in the Central California area, you can watch on Comcast Xfinity Channel 93 or AT&T Uverse Channel 99. Hope to see you there.
That was the scene this morning at around 11 a.m. when a man caused a violent fight at the cash register here at George's Cafe. Witnesses say he wanted breakfast and the cashier wouldn't give it to him.
What the fuck happened here?
This crazy guy came in and he just started stabbing people with a fork.
Oh my God!
You some crazy bastard killed your brother, killed Kevin?
Holy shit, I can't believe you shot that guy.
Want to make some money with the destroyers?
You're lucky I wasn't there. I just shot his dick off.
I need to know where this guy is. I need to know where he works. I need to know where he'd hide.
Your man here is trying to rob Kathy May's cafe.
I'm not telling you shit.
Little frosty tips. Did you do that to match your vagina?
As soon as we enter the door, we should have our masks on.
It's broad daylight.
So we're not going to Disneyland then.
And this is about pancakes. Like, the pancakes are good here, but they're not that good.
I'm thinking you be Mr. Martin Crony.
Boys, go back inside now.
I'm in search of someone that fancies himself a shootist.
What you need a gun hand for?
Gotta find someone, settle a score. Please let Mary still be alive.
What is the matter?
They're coming. The men that killed my family.
We had a specific plan to follow.
White came looking for Everett. He can track like nobody else can.
If I do this, I will do it for her.
Where is she? Dear Father God, I come to you with anger and revenge in my heart. I know that vengeance is yours. I ask that you allow me to be the vessel of that vengeance.